going to take a cue from the one and only Tina Turner. We're going to take it nice and easy for week 14 of What Did Prince Do This Week. We got so many people in the chat. We were like, we need to get this party started now. We got to give shout out to Nick for being first in the chat. Howdy, April from Tampa. What up, Purple Fam? Real Line of DJ has changed their avatar again to some Purple Rain Prince, if I can see. And then we got Vincent. Draw it one. Here early for Purple Service. Love that. Yes. And we got Anna B, Anisha, peeps in the Purple Palace. Love that. We got Detroit in the house. What up, though?
What's up?
Andre Staley. We got Minneapolis in the house, Christina. It's always a pleasure having you here. Kimberly, welcome from West Fargo, North Dakota. And indeed, how is everyone? How are you this day, Michael Dean?
Well, I'm doing pretty good, you know.
I'm so glad to hear it, and I can't wait to see you.
I'm looking forward to seeing you. Everybody's it's gonna be great.
Yes. We're going to talk about all things Symposium after we get through What Did Prince Do This Week. We got Sister Traw from Houston. Shout out to Houston. We got Arlene Oak in the house. We got Shalimar from Michigan. We got Tanja from DC representing
through the night.
Promise to see Jesus and Tanja later today. All right. We got Mila, my heart. Welcome. We got Angela. Yes, Los Angeles is in the house. Welcome. And thank you so much again for my warm LA welcome. Howdy, Kim. Love this song, even though it's more on the chill side. And then, I don't know why, Michael, today you're very pixelated. I don't know if it's on my
end. I see something funny on my screen. Let me jump out and jump back in.
All right, sounds good. I'll hold it down till you come back. Man Ray, good morning. Wishing all my East Coast peeps safety. I appreciate that. Does anybody know about the quake? We do. So what's crazy, I was in my office on a Zoom call in this final event, and unfortunately that event started off with a fire drill in my office, so the lights were flashing and the sounds going, all that. Then so I settled down, and then we have the little housequake, and I was like, what is going on? But welcome, Carol Lee. Thank you so much, Man Ray. Welcome, Carol Lee from Budapest, Hungary. Good day, Stone Freak. Thank you always for being here. Houston is representing today. We got S. Bowell and we got Tracy. Good morning. Welcome, Chris Bournet. Thank you so much for being here always, as well as my alliterative brother, Blade Brown. We also got, yes, that's the way I'm used to seeing Michael King. Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, crisp. Yes.
Yeah, earthquake, I guess. Shook up over here in Seattle too. So
the aftershocks.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So, oh wow, we got Jeanette from Glasgow, Scotland. Thank you so much for listening. We got Drea Dances from the Shy. Shy is representing today. We got Celie. So Celia said, at first I couldn't see Billy Dean, so I thought he was doing a Charlie from Charlie's Angels. I don't know how many people remember Charlie's Angels and really Charlie, but I do. Celie, because I used to watch it all the time. Like I can't remember which was my favorite pose of the three. I can't remember. Yes, we're all old. Welcome, Dee. Purple Sparkles. It was so great spending time with you yesterday inside here, Ali. Yes, we are going to shake. We're going to shake. And thank you so much again, Angela. It means so much to me. You welcomed me into your city. We have Lee Christian in the UK. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys, and you know the rest. All right. And then we got TP. Happy Saturday. And we got Raywin.
What's up, Raymond?
Yes, yes. And yes, we're going to put that up again. And we have a welcome to JD Washington. It's always a pleasure to have you here, JD. It means so much, your continued support. And Kate Jackson, that's right. Kim knows what's up. Michael Dean, do you even know what Kim is referring to?
One of Joseph's illegitimate kids. Oh no, Joe.
No, she was one of the angels. She was the one with the dark hair. She was one of the Charlie's Angels.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes. When's the last time you thought of Charlie's Angels top of mind? So I'm going to black folks. You know, only Jacksons I know. Jackson looking nasty, but anyway. Right on.
Yes, right on. Yes, we have heard of United States of Division, and we are going to talk about that later when we get to that part. And good morning, Theo. Always a pleasure. And exactly, Kim. Oh, Lord.
My bad.
And we also got a Michael, please. I'm thrilled that we have some
Joe.
Charlie's Angels.
And I'm a Joe fan. I'm not trying to throw shade at Joe. Let me be clear. I support.
Yes. And I love Blake Brown coming in with Stoney Jackson.
Hilarious.
Yes. Good morning, Sakari. Thank you so much for being here. And Carolee said, you should also sing along with me as I sing my words. And we have Aldebara. Welcome. We haven't seen you in a while, as well as Patrick Courthouse Notes. And this is pretty funny. Thank you for that. And then Andre is saying, you know Stoney Jackson, though, right? Okay.
Stoney Jack, yes.
Yes, of course.
That's one of those questions to be like, that's a black question. Like, who's Stoney Jackson? Like,
this is an even blacker question. Who had the best Jerry curl, Stoney Jackson or Eric LaSalle?
I'm team Stoney all the way. Stoney's on the White Shadow, right? See, now
I totally
deviated weird thing with the White. Man, go look up the White Shadow.
I don't think I watched the White Shadow, but I know of the White Shadow. I don't know if
that show would fly today, but
yeah. Yes, we are in our moment of What Did Prince Do This Week, our Black Famous Trivia section. It's going to be a new segment. Yeah, so Stoney seems to be taking the lead.
Stoney's the man.
No love for Eric LaSalle. So that's how we roll. And what did Prince do this week? So let's get through our housekeeping. And for those of you who may be new this week, this is a very, 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 very slow read of Duane Tudahl's Prince Studio Sessions book series. But so it's a book club as well as a Saturday salon, echoing the spirit of the Harlem Renaissance. We are here every Saturday, but I'm so glad that I said that because next week we will not be here. We will not be on YouTube, and you will be able to see us though if you go to the Symposium website, which is eroticcity.polishsolid.com. So you want to make sure you know where to go because you're going to show up at noon on YouTube and you're going to be going, what is going on? Where are these people? They late? No, they're not going to be late. We're going to be in real life together, me and Michael Dean in the same room, physical bodies actually, and we're going to be in Brooklyn at NYU. So for those of you who are local, we hope that you will join us because guess what? I got those church fans.
Oh boy.
I got the church fans. So they might not be what you wanted, but we got some church fans. Oh. So I'm very excited about that. And I am so excited, Theo, that you're as excited as I am. I'm so excited to hear Arlene is looking forward to it as well. And I love this comment from Drea. Somebody bring me a fan. Yes, I'll hold some back. And so that if I see some of you at different events, I can like hand some out. Like I'll bring some with me to celebration and all that in case you can't make it to the symposium. And I love this, Theo. I'll be in Brooklyn spiritually. Love that. Yes. And let's see. The Morris Thorpe of the chat is here. Purple Saturday, Dr. Claw. I don't know who is Morris Thorpe. Do you know who that is? I don't know who that is. So I
don't know.
So you're gonna have to school us, Dr. Claw. We don't know who Morris Thorpe is. And then let's see what Celi's talking about. Okay, The White Shadow was the White Savior show before Different Strokes, but I admit that I watched both. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Oh, and Drea Dances of Stoney, he was also on 227.
Really? I never really watched 227, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Morris Thorpe is a character from The White Shadow. Okay.
Ah, okay. And let's see, Chris Burnett saying, I thought Stoney Jackson sang lead on I Can Dream About You because of the
hilarious. I can dream about you. Man, we were just talking about this on Facebook. Somebody on the comments, and that movie came. Was it Streets of Fire? Was the movie?
It sounds about right. Yeah.
And then there was the video. He was lip syncing in that. I think that was Dan Hartman or something that sings that song. It was a white guy singing that song.
Yeah. Yeah. And
classic 80s.
Yes. And I love this comment from TP. Stoney was on Everything Black.
There you go.
Yes. All right.
Stoney Jackson should have been who he should have been. Lorenz Tate or
he
was a hood. Well, he wasn't a Denzel. He wasn't lead or nothing. He was, he would have been like the hood Samuel Jackson, like before Samuel already blew, but he was in everything. He's like, who was that brother? He
yeah. And Stoney was in the Beat It video, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
It's clicked in. And
I love TP saying that Stoney really stole that song in the I Can Dream About You video. And Chris Burnett, Streets of Fire, the musical that competed with Purple Rain and lost.
We are going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's what we do sometimes.
Stoney, if you're out there, we love you.
We love you. Yes, that's the reason why we're taking this time, because we love Stoney Jackson. All right, so let's keep it moving with our housekeeping, and let me take the banner off. Okay, so week 14, we're going week to week, not date to date. Follow the detailed schedule at this bit.ly link or the QR code. You do not need the expanded edition, but
put them up.
That is what we're reading, expanded edition. That's what coordinates with the schedule.
Where the fans would come in.
Yeah. I should have brought one home there at work. I should have did a reveal today, but I don't think that far ahead. And okay, let's do it. You're sexy. Gotta do that. Welcome, Reggie B. Thank you for that. We haven't done that in a while. Okay, these are archived at Polished Solid on YouTube, as well as at M. Dean on YouTube. Also, please subscribe, like, and help spread the word. We really appreciate it, because it is all about prints. Working it like a job every single week, every single day. Our hashtag is WDPDTW. And if you want to send us stuff, which we'll really want when we start talking about the Purple Rain tour, you can email us at WDPDTW@gmail.com. And if you're like my mama, who sometimes doesn't get acronyms, WDPDTW stands for What Did Prince Do This Week? All right. So the estate of Prince Rogers Nelson is not affiliated, associated, or connected with the What Did Prince Do This Week book club series. It is an independent endeavor. Thank you so much for being here. And we started off the day with our prerequisite, Eric Leeds, the one and only Cape Horn from Times Squared. And who was Cape Horn composed by? It was composed by Prince Rogers Nelson. Yes, that's the reason why we be playing these songs. Eric Leeds on flute, tenor saxophone, synthesizers, Prince on synthesizers, bass drums, Levi Cesar Jr. on bass, Sheila E. on congas, and Larry Frantangelo on the talking drum, however pronounce that word, and percussion. Mixed by, say it again?
I love his last name.
Yes.
Frantangelo, Michael Frantangelo. That's cold, buddy. Ooh.
Yes. I will, in shirts too, I'm sure like have that like some kind of word thing on a shirt would be awesome. Yes. Oh my God. We are in rare form today.
Yeah, we're going in today. So
we're going in. Yeah, we actually are going in today because we're just getting started. We're gonna have guests today. So
yes.
Yeah. Yes, we're gonna have guests. We gotta put on our properness, Michael D,
yes,
for our
absolutely.
guests.
Yes, let me straighten up.
Yes. We can't be too crazy or they won't know like what is going on.
All right. Look into the camera.
All right. Okay. What did Prince do this week? Let's get serious. Week 14. This is episode 65. And this is what we know that Prince did this week from Duane's amazing book. Mm. Guess what Prince did this week? No new songs.
Wow.
Exactly.
Anybody else, you'd be like, yeah, okay. But Prince, when you say Prince, wow, he didn't do any new. What?
It's like no new songs this week. However, there were 3 studio visits. This is a rare week. And let's see what exactly were those 3 studio visits. But before we do, let's do a recap of March because we just finished March. And actually, out of March, we only got 3 new songs because he's working hard on the compilations of Purple Rain as well as Glamorous Life. And he's also, playing around with Ice Cream Castle. So there were 14 studio visits total in March. And so this week, Prince basically was in the studio recording vocals with the one and only Sheila E. for Next Time Wipe the Lipstick Off Your Collar on Sunday. Then on Monday, there were more vocals as well as a mix for Next Time Wipe the Lipstick Off Your Collar. And then on Wednesday, there was Purple Rain album reference as well as Erotic City vocal overdubs and mix. So that's what Prince was doing. Yeah.
Are you able to go back to the March real quick?
Sure.
A second.
Give me 1 second.
I just wanted to say we've talked about this. If you've been watching this week to week, we've been going over everything. You already know all of that. But if you just think about for a minute, March 1983, you could make a whole movie about Prince on just that month alone, and you would be covering some of his most iconic work in a period of his artistic life. Would be a headbuster unto itself. Just March 1983. If you just look at all the songs that were worked on, the projects that were worked on, the movie, that's a hell of a month right there. When you look back at it, just like, wow. For some people, that would be their whole career. That could be their legacy. That whole month, just all the albums. And
yes.
That's all.
Like, so actually, I'm like so bad. Someone just pointed out to me, thank you, someone, that I have the wrong.
Oh, Lord.
Here.
Oh, Lord.
Let me, yes. So maybe it's been like this the entire time and no one has told me. So, yes.
There you know what I meant. Just advance it to 365 days from what I said. But March 1984 was a hell of a month.
Yes. So, okay. Here's the deal. I got to say this like really with the quickness. So I get into this with my students. Whenever I make a mistake, I want to know. So if you see something wrong, let me know because I will change it. I'm doing a gazillion things at the same time. And I actually think that I have issues with numbers. Like, I think, and I'm not making fun of anyone, I literally think I have like dyslexia of numbers because I'm always transposing numbers and things of that nature. So if it's wrong, please let me know. You will not hurt my feelings because I want it right. So thank you for letting me know.
Oh, it's all good. It's all
Yes. Okay. So you're absolutely right, Michael Dean. We take, I mean, or let me rephrase that. I take Prince's prolificness for granted. It's just what Prince does, right?
yeah.
And because we know Prince is working it like a job almost every single day, it's important that, again, thinking about the younger or the younger fans or newer fans, whichever word, I can't remember which we settled on, it's really important to stress that Prince was actually, it wasn't magic. I like in his autobiography that Prince actually says that magic was Michael's word. I don't know if you ever read
Yeah, yeah.
that in his, because like he put in the work. I mean, he really did. And that's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to do What Did Prince Do This Week, is to show people like how hard he actually worked. And then also to remind myself when I'm complaining and whatever, that like Prince didn't complain. At least he didn't to us. We never saw him talking about, oh my God, this is so much work. Like he never did that.
Right.
In fact, I was watching this musicology interview that he did, and someone asked, like, does he get tired? And his response was literally, no, the music gives me energy. Like, so like I want to take on that like attitude, with the work that I do.
Imagine like your thing that you do that you're good at, it gives you energy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just, yeah, I'm telling you that doing music, but I don't feel like doing it. But not for him. It's just it motivated him to do more. That is a great feeling to have. Like,
It
that,
is. It really is. Especially in a world that can be so negative.
mm,
And what's interesting, like if you should definitely watch some of the interviews, particularly the musicology interviews. Like he was on Ellen, and
mm,
he did a lot of interviews during that time, and he pretty much was talking about a lot of stuff that we can apply today. One of the things that he said was, he didn't say this exactly, but because he used God, but he basically said that we needed Jesus, because that was
mm.
during like the Jehovah's Witness period. Obviously, he wouldn't say Jesus, but he said God, and spirituality was obviously very important to him, and he was an elder statesman by the time he got to musicology. I was going to talk about this a little bit later, but I will say this now. I'm so happy that the estate is actually celebrating musicology, because I wanted to celebrate musicology, but I'm already celebrating 4 albums, and then we're also going to celebrate Come. And I just didn't have the capacity to celebrate 20 years of musicology, but I am so elated that the estate is actually doing that.
Yes, yes. What's the song? United States of Division
Division,
just
yes.
released.
Mhm.
I love it.
Yes, yes. Always love getting clean copies.
Mhm.
All right, so let's get our reading on. We don't have a lot of reading this week, and um, do you want? Let's see. You can read first, and then I'll read second, if that's okay.
Which page are we starting with?
We are on page 307,
All
April 1st, Sunday.
right. Okay. Next time, wipe the lipstick off your collar. Man, that's a title. That's some Prince stuff. I wonder how that came to, maybe that would be answered. Sunset Sound Studio 3, 8 p.m., 12 to 12:45 a.m. Booked 8 p.m. open. Producer Prince, artist Sheila E. Engineer Prince, assistant engineer Peggy McMcCrary. And this is a quote from Prince. Excuse me, from Sheila E. It seemed like we recorded my album in about a week. I've never even come close to recording an album in such a short amount of time. Sheila E. Prince requested that today's session start at 4 p.m., but he was delayed until 8. The evening's focus was on the vocals for Next Time, Wipe the Lipstick Off Your Collar. Of all the tracks on Sheila's album, Next Time Wipe the Lipstick Off Your Collar gave Sheila's voice the best chance to shine, so extra care was taken on her singing. As with the rest of the album, Prince guided her, but also relied on her experience to help make her album as powerful as possible. The Glamorous Life album came together like magic, detailed Sheila in 1984. I knew what I wanted and I got it. If it wasn't just right, I wouldn't have let it go. I'm kind of a I'm kind of a perfectionist. 3 C90 cassette tapes were made of this session.
All right. So
Next time, why? This song kind of has like a when I think of it, I think of it's funny. The way that Sheila's dressed at this time and the way that Prince is dressed with the ruffles and everything, it reminds me of like a soulful version of like some Amadeus English type, kind of affair or something. It's pretty clever. I like how he
yeah. And Sheila actually carried that on with Romance 1600
hmm
on the cover and everything. I'm going to say this until I'm blue in the face. I would really love to have re-releases of all the side projects with Prince's versions. So like
hmm
have a re-release of The Glamorous Life with Prince's versions. So obviously on originals, we got Noon Rendezvous as well as The Glamorous Life. But I would actually love to hear Prince sing this song.
Yeah.
It would
That
be
would,
interesting.
that'd be, I mean, just even if it was just a digital or limited, it was just the Prince versions. Like it was the same Glamorous Life Prince, the album. That would be kind of wild. And just all his version. That was it.
Yeah, and I love this comment from Dr. Claude. It was indeed the Prince Cinematic Universe of
Mm,
1984, and then with Sheila in particular, because the Glamorous Life is literally Sheila E. in the Glamorous Life, and then the album credits on the back look like movie poster
mm,
credits, and then also the second album is literally, excuse me, Sheila E. in Romance 1600. So they carried on that theme, and I really love that about that album. All right, so we are going to continue to read about Next Time Wipe the Lipstick Off Your Collar on page 308. And let's see if I can do this. Let me take a sip of water real quick.
Is it water? Or it
Mike,
could be, maybe,
why you
maybe it
always
was sparkling water or something.
no, it's water. And I don't even like water. It's a long story. Okay. Next time, wipe the lipstick off your collar. Vocals mix, Sunset Sound Studio 3, 7 p.m. to midnight, booked, locked out. Producer Prince, artist Sheila E. Engineer Prince. Assistant engineer Peggy Mac McCreary. Sheila E. quote for Prince, making music is the most fun in the world. Can you imagine being in the studio? I wish I could have been a fly in the studio. Number
Mm,
one, when Morris and Prince were in the studio.
mm,
2, when Morris, Prince, and Jesse were in the studio.
mm,
And 3, when Prince and Sheila were in the studio, because you knew they were having fun.
mm,
Because there's such a musical pair, a pair made in heaven. So while we were collaborating, we'd stop to eat, or we'd play ping pong or basketball, and I gave him a run for his money, even though he won't admit it. We were like a couple living and working together and enjoying ourselves. It didn't feel like work at all. Work continued on Sheila E.'s vocals for Next Time Wipe the Lipstick Off Your Collar, and 3 hours were spent layering her voice to create the best performance possible. Up to this point in Sheila's career, her emphasis had been on being a musician, not a singer. Ironically, Prince decided to draw even more attention to Sheila's vocals, and the drums were basically eliminated in the mix. When the track was originally recorded, the beat was maintained with an Lynn LM1 drum beat that carried throughout the entire song. Once they were mixing, it was buried so far that it was basically gone, and the steady beat was replaced by Prince playing piano, which was given a much more prominent role as well. Next Time Wipe the Lipstick Off Your Collar illustrates that Prince felt so strongly about Sheila's talent that he created a track that contained no drums, even though Sheila's fame at the time was largely based on her drumming and percussion and not her vocal talents. The decision to not include percussion on Next Time Wipe the Lipstick Off Your Collar was a way to shift attention from her instruments to her voice, which would help introduce the world to a new Sheila E.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so we have to thank Prince for introducing Sheila E. to the masses, and more specifically, introducing Sheila's voice. Because I have said this, because sometimes Sheila's tone is amazing. Sheila, for me, my first love is Prince and Lisa's voice, the pairing of Prince and Lisa Coleman, because that's actually what I heard first. But I also love the pairing of Sheila's tone with Prince's voice, and that introduction. Is that true? For me, I say Erotic City, just, hearing them singing together. But I remember when I was listening to The Glamorous Life for the very first, I remember listening to The Glamorous Life for the very first time. I don't remember that for a lot of different albums. And the reason why I remember that, as a little girl, I was like, is that Prince, like, buried down in the mix?
Wow.
You could hear, like, if you listen to it on headphones, you can hear Prince's track, vocal track underneath Sheila's, and I was really fascinated by that. And so I'm really happy that he heard, or thought that Sheila could, be the lead and a solo artist and really hold it down. He had that vision of, bringing her to the masses on the Purple Rain tour of all things, like that. What an introduction to the world as a solo artist on the Purple Rain tour.
Yeah, it's yeah, you're right. I mean, it just speaks to his belief in her talents, the confidence that she was able to put forth in such a quick manner that it all, here's the dope album, here's the tour. And this is with Prince, who has all these other people who you could have put in that position who've been with him. But yeah, no, it's amazing. Absolutely. And Olga, have fun at Jesse tonight. I wish I was going.
Oh my God, Olga, indeed. Have fun for all of us. And actually, I heard that they just added another show tomorrow as well. So yeah, for all of the LA folks, you guys, somebody needs to come on 2 weeks from now and actually talk to us. So Olga or Angela, if you guys are willing to come on and talk to us about the Jesse show, that would be amazing, because I'm so bummed that I'm not rolling in the dough, that I can just jet set to, because I was show enough be jetting, because it's going to be an amazing show for sure.
Just want to hear Jesse go horns. Absolutely.
Yes. Maybe someone can sneak a little video for us, just a tinge, like when he's doing a guitar solo or something like that, and he's not paying attention. Yes. Olga is in Oakland for sure to see Jesse, and so that means Olga and Angela. And Olga's going to both shows tonight. That's the way to do it. Yes.
Maria? You must have just started to stream or something.
Yeah.
Stoney Jackson. Wait, what the hell?
Yes. Stoney Jackson lives within all of us. All right.
I am Stoney Jackson.
I am Stoney Jackson. We love Stoney Jackson. So if anybody knows Stoney Jackson, tell him that he is loved.
You stop playing for Stoney. He live in New York or something. He pull up on me at the Symposium. Are you talking shit? Whoa, sir, I was just giving you praise.
No, we're showing our love to Stoney. Yes. All right. So this is our final reading from this week's reading. It was very short, and actually next week is going to be even shorter for the symposium, which is good. So will you do the honors? It starts on 308.
Yep. Excuse me. All right. Wednesday, April 4th, Purple Rain album. Listen to reference copy. Erotic City, listed as Electric City, vocal overdubs and mix, Sunset Sound Studio 3, 3:30 p.m. to 3:30 a.m. Let me say that one more time. They start at 3:30 p.m. At least that's when they booked it. They don't leave until 3:30 in the morning. Producer Prince, artist Prince, engineer Prince, assistant engineer Peggy McMcquarrie. Chicken wings provided by Roscoe. So there you
And waffles.
go. Well, there you go. Quote by Prince: "Real artists make albums people love, not just songs." Mm. Prince spent the first few hours reviewing the 8-song Purple Rain reference LP from the March 26 album assembly. A reference LP is a vinyl version of the album created so it can be played on a turntable before the album goes into mass production. It gives the artist a final chance to preview how the project will sound before money is spent creating a mold for the actual album. A proper listening session can be, excuse me, a proper listening session can reveal weaknesses in the mix, but it is also the first time an album is heard in the way it was intended. So issues with structure and flow can be addressed before the master copies are pressed. Vinyl reference discs are not made as solidly as albums uh, for release. For release, sorry. So usually an artist can't play it more than a dozen times before it starts failing. Although Prince seemed to enjoy the album's 8 tracks, it was not complete. Take Me With You was still being considered for Apollonia 6, so it had not been included on the record. That would change very soon in a decision that would drastically reduce the potential audience for the Apollonia 6 album. Additional vocal overdubs were done on Erotic City. For some reason, it was still listed as Electric City as opposed to Electric Avenue. Let me stop.
Oh my God.
But that could be an accident, or he may have been hiding the title from Warner Brothers, as he did with We Can Fuck. No evidence has surfaced that the song was ever recorded as anything other than Erotic City. Prince enjoyed pushing the envelope with his sexuality. He had decided not to release some of his more blatantly sexual tracks, such as We Can Fuck. But he had no problem cannibalizing some of the phrases and morphing them into lyrics of songs like Erotic City. We Can Fuck Until the Dawn. In 2004, he was asked if he was embarrassed by some of the raunchier songs in his catalog, and he responded, "Embarrassed? I don't know that word. Have you seen my outfits?" Damn. Okay. A mix of Erotic City was done at the end of the night, and a cassette was created. The session ended at 3:30 a.m. Prince would be away from Sunset Sound for over a week. It is unclear where he went, but it is likely he went to Minneapolis or possibly to Oakland with Sheila. No documentation for studio sessions during this week has been located. There you go.
All right. So that Prince quote about embarrassed, I don't know that word. Have you seen my outfits? Is actually from another musicology interview because it's from 2004. And actually, in the slide deck, I wanted to show, because we didn't talk about this, is if you have the 12-inch of Let's Go Crazy and you look at the B side, technically the song is kind of similar, I guess, to what, 17 Days, like with this really long title of Erotic City, Make Love Not War, Erotic City Come Alive, which is like in the top right hand corner. I love when he had like those really long
Yeah.
titles.
You know, it just jumped in my head. Erotic City, the song, you know what it could have been? For some reason, I feel like it would have been a great on a record with the Dance Electric. Like it could have been a whole other
Whole nother
album or some,
album.
you know.
Mhm.
Anyway, go ahead.
Michael, you're on to something because like
Sort of thematically.
yeah. Like So the Dance Electric, which is also on originals, is probably one of my top of the top Prince songs. You know, I love a lot of Prince songs, but there are some Prince songs that I just love. And Dance Electric is one of those songs. And I loved how, in my personal opinion, that Prince often gave some of his best songs to his friends, you know, and I think that Dance Electric is like one of his best songs. And I had never thought about that. What if he had started another album with Dance Electric and Erotic City and like, you know, all the B-sides, like 17 Days and
Yes, I'm gonna put that playlist together. It almost be like here's my mind. I'm thinking a controversy album, and then I could see it like the newer version of it would be called Dance Electric, or it could be called Erotic City, and it would have those songs, just as you described, 17 Days. What's the one with the piano?
God.
Say it again.
You said God?
No, is it like the first B-side? Wasn't it a B-side? My mind is blanking. Alicia Keys covered it.
Oh, How Come You Don't Call Me
How
Anymore?
come you don't call?
Yeah, but that's from
Probably before.
1999 though. Oh, you
Yeah,
mean
I'm just saying I could see like that could be on it, and then I could also see it's the one that he did with Irresistible Bitch. Like that I could see that all in one little. But anyway, we're quantum realming it.
yeah, yes, we are. But I mean, that's a pretty amazing quantum realm. I mean, just, you know, Erotic City and Dance Electric alone. And maybe it could have been called, the album could have been called Electric City, since he seems to have been tossing that around, which would combine Dance Electric and Erotic City. But I'm just dreaming.
What was that? Just dreaming. I'm all over the place. Christopher Williams. Anyway.
All right. So let's see what else we got here, because we got France coming at 1 and 2.
You say France?
I said friends.
Oh, okay.
In my Alabama, sometimes it comes out, my Alabama, and I'm okay with that. So week 14, there at this point in 1984, there were 27 new songs total, 62 studio visits total. Please check my math. Again, I make mistakes. And let's actually talk about March again. So what songs were tracked in March? So we did a March 1984 recap. When Doves Cry on March 1st. Paisley Park, the instrumental, not the Paisley Park we know, on Around Rolling Day, March 9th. And then Erotic City on March 25th. So Erotic City and When Doves Cry in March is an amazing, amazing, amazing month for March.
Yes.
Yes. All right. We're going to take a music break. I'll try to be quick. Music break being Corey Henry, whom I adore. He's part of my live music trilogy. The folks, when they put on a show, I go no matter what. If I can get there, Corey Henry is one of the three. So Corey Henry will be at Webster Hall in New York on May 22nd. And if you can't make that, he is currently on a world tour. Please go support Corey Henry. If you love real music by real musicians, since we're talking about musicology, 20 years, support Corey Henry. You will not be disappointed. Trust me. And again, with all of our slides that you can get from the book club website, and let me see if I can find it. See bookclub.polystyled.com. If you click on this slide, it will take you where you can buy tickets. And the other person in my live music trilogy of today is Bilal. And Bilal is going to be at the Blue Note on Monday, April 29th. One day, only one night, he is doing his Love for Sale album, which is actually my favorite Bilal album, which was not released. We won't even go into why, but it got leaked. And Interscope was like, no, we're not going to release it. So definitely go support Bilal. Again, real music by real musicians. Also, his voice is amazing, and he has been in rare form lately, meaning he's really been singing. All right, let's transition into our purple world. Michael, there is so much going on, and I know someone in the chat is going to say, "Well, what about X? I can't cover everything." Yes, Tanja, I can't believe that Bilal has not sold out. This is going to be an amazing, amazing show. So if you are in the tri-state area, please come out and support Bilal. He deserves it because he's been working it like a job for a very long time. All right. So yes, we're going to talk about this too, Man Ray. I got a slide for it. Just hold on. And Audra was saying, yes, I saw Corey in Atlanta at the City Winery, and he was amazing because he is always amazing. All right. So, Purple World. First of all, I am so digging the state for celebrating the 20th anniversary of musicology. They just posted like another interview snippet just yesterday. So they're continuing to celebrate musicology. I so appreciate that. And then, well, I did not know this. Sorry. Well, I'm having two different conversations. I did not know that Bilal. I've never heard that.
See, that's interesting because I don't know if I said it before. I remember walking up on Bilal years ago. It was after he did one of his shows, and I love that album as well. And I made the mistake. I said, "Man, this was dope." I was like, "Yo, I'm a big fan of Love for Sale." He just looked at me like, "Hey, I didn't want to talk about that." So to hear that he may have leaked, okay. And now you're doing a whole show of it. Hilarious.
I don't know. You're gonna have to talk to me about that, Vanessa. I want to hear that story because, yeah. All right. So let's get back to Prince World because there's so much to cover, and we got folks coming on. So we already talked about Prince, United States of Division, and if you haven't heard it, it is in our accompanying playlist for on YouTube. If you go to my channel at Polished Stylin on YouTube, and you go all the way down to the bottom, we have accompanying playlists every week. And if you don't want to do that, you can go to, again, the book club website and click on the slide, and it will take you directly to the song. So, yes, Mila.
What? I didn't notice that cover. The bushes, the trees, or the branches in the back. Is that sort of is that the same ones that's on the album on the album cover? Is it pulled back or something? Or I didn't catch that.
It looks that way to me, but I don't know that for certain. Or at least it's a nod to it, even if it isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a connection. I like this cover that they've created here. And yes, the lyrics are profound. Yes, Raywin sounds funky. It's a great song. So happy that it is getting a proper release. I want to hear this story, Tanja. So when we get together for
Tell the story next weekend, yes.
Yes.
But not over no drinks, Tanja and Vanessa. They know.
All right. Yeah, I don't know about that. I wasn't in that conversation. All right. So okay. Yes. Sheila E. has released a brand spanking new album on CD and vinyl called Bailar. It's awesome. She is going full salsa. And again, if you click on this link, it will take you in the slide deck to the full album on YouTube. And it seems like Angela is going to see Sheila on Monday. Oh my God. Angela, you have got to come on in 2 weeks if you can to talk about Jesse and Sheila.
And how old is Sheila E?
That's a good question. She's got to be
incredible, man.
Yes, of course she's got to be. Let's see what Wikipedia says. Sheila E.
Yeah, she is on that cover. Like man.
66.
66? Oh, let me be in my 60s like a Sheila E.
Yes.
Sister. Let me stop.
Yes. And I love, yes, so many.
Yeah, she looks incredible.
Yes, exactly, Angela. Those legs. Yes, 66. Oh no, Mila was going to see her next week, but she pushed the show to November. but you gotta go see her. She always puts on an amazing show. And I love this comment from Chris. Longevity runs in Sheila's family. Her parents are still healthy in their 80s. I love this comment from Deja. She looks great and always looks glamorous for glamorous life. Yes, we don't want to go down this rabbit hole, modern era, but I totally am with you. I'm going to read your comment. Real music by real musicians may be under attack. The encroaching AI may replace musicianship and human intelligence. Sam Ash is closing after like 100 years supporting musicians, new and professional. I didn't know about Sam Ash closing. Thank you for letting me know that. Yes. And Celia saying, are we our parents like when our parents used to still go see the bands of their youth? Yeah, I'm okay with that. Are you okay with that, Michael Dean?
Are we our parent? I wonder if she's saying, did our parents go to see bands from their youth when they were older? I don't know if that's what he's trying to say. Like we're doing something different, I think. But I don't,
No, I think he means that that's what we're doing. We're being like our parents.
I can see both ways.
Yep. And I didn't even know that Sheila was playing on the Dakota. Thank you so much, Christina, for letting me know.
Okay, Lee.
This is a good point, Christian.
Damn AI.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, to be honest, I was watching those musicology interviews this morning with Prince, and Prince was pretty much saying the same thing, and that was 2004. So, but Angela's like, don't call me old. I'm discovering young singers now.
Oh,
if you're in bands of my youth, I hear that. And let's see. Okay. There's so much to talk about. Raywin wants to get back to the United States of diversion. Talk about it again. You mean division? Or you're trying to comment on something else? So Celia's saying, like, we are doing the same thing as my pops was still seeing Smokey Robinson, The Temptations deep into the 2010s. I think that's okay, personally, because again, going back to our conversation today about real music by real musicians, and you want to support musicians because some of them don't have, like healthcare plans and all of that because they've been on the road for so long. So it's really important to support musicians, because if you don't support musicians, they're not going to be able to tour and make music. So I never wanted Prince to become Eddie Kane. I don't know if you know who Eddie Kane is, but I always thought, no, I'm serious. No, this is a real thing, because I knew, like, because like, if you don't support Prince or your favorite musician, like they would have to turn to, like, getting a job, like a regular job, 9 to 5. And who wants that? So,
well,
I'm talking about for a musician who's like given to, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with a 9 to 5. I'm saying that there are certain people who have been gifted a musical gift. They should be sharing with the world. And if they can't share that with the world because of financial reasons, I think that is like a travesty, because music is so important. It's just like air and water for me. So I want musicians to be able to make a living from their music. That's just what I'm saying. All right. So in addition to a new album from Sheila, there's also Jill Jones.
Yeah.
And she's putting out new old music, like from the London sessions. So there's actually a really amazing podcast with her on phonogenics, and I'm just now finding out about phonogenics. And all of this podcast is in the company playlist. And they also did an episode with her about the album Jill Jones a couple years ago. And then a couple months ago, they had a conversation with Brenda Bennett about Vanity 6. And they kind of go by, they do the album track by track. So if you haven't heard these, because I haven't,
check that out.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of them. And they have a lot of other ones, but these are the Prince ones that I found. Actually, they have a lot of Prince ones too, like Prince albums that they do. But in terms of having the artists on with them, in terms of the Prince world, I know about Jill and Brenda on the Vanity 6 one. And if anybody knows about any others, let me know, because I haven't done a deep dive yet into their catalog. So I would love, like, actually, maybe Michael can get Brenda. I've tried to get Brenda to come to the symposia, but maybe Michael can come through. I think that would be really awesome. And so we've already been talking about Jesse. So Jesse tonight is doing 2 shows at Yoshi's. And then just added is another show tomorrow at 5 p.m. at Yoshi's. So the West Coast is where it's happening tonight and tomorrow. So I hope you guys have a lot of fun. And if you can, please support Jesse. As we know, again, talking about amazing musicians, this is an amazing musician. So go support Jesse. We love Jesse.
Jesse, man, they went extra on that picture. I love it.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, Jesse's a rock star. But, Jesse wants you to, Jesse's a rock star. So, yeah. And then St. Paul is also touring with Dr. Fink and Jelly Bean, and they're doing an April tour. So if in Minnesota, Chicago, St. Louis, Madison, Wisconsin, and then we'll be in Minneapolis on April 13th. So again, with the slideshow, go to the book club website and you click on the link. It will take you there, or you can do your Googles, as Michael Dean would say, to get tickets and support our musicians.
St. Paul. Salute to St. Paul, man. He's one of the hardest working cats in the purple sort of sphere, because he stay working. I love it, man. Stay on the road.
Yes, stay on the road. So we have one of our guests joining us. We're going to bring them on early because we're about to get into our symposium conversation, but we can conjuring. So let's give a special welcome to Miss India. Welcome.
Hey.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You sound good.
Okay, great. Hi, everybody. How are you?
Hello.
Hi. Thanks for joining us. We're going to have a couple more people joining us. So you're actually 3 more people joining us. So you're the first to arrive. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
And right now we're just talking about what's going on in the purple world. And there are a lot of shows going on. We just talked about Jesse. Now we're talking about St. Paul. And
snap.
We got another special guest joining us. Everybody's coming on. We got to sing that song, Michael Dean. You ready?
Let's go. Tundra. Long through the night.
To see Tundra right here.
What's up, family?
This week.
Hey, y'all are silly.
We have been really silly today. It must be something in the water. I don't know what Michael Dean did, but he must be traveling. I don't know. Like he has like some special powers, because like we've had a great day today. At least I have, Michael. I don't know about you.
Oh,
I love spending Saturday mornings with
problems with my chair.
Say it again.
My chair just fell down.
Oh no! Yes, let's get some highs out here. A lot of highs. There. I love that. Yes. See, this is one of the reasons why I've never had any substances, because I just think I would be out of hand because I don't need them.
Same here.
Avengers.
Yes, the Avengers. So we got one of our special people. We got to start the music. Oh, it's not going to play for me. There we go. We got C. Lee in the house.
Hey everybody, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Loud and clear, Deacon.
Y'all have to excuse the gear today. I got my Jackson State University stuff on because I'm leaving from here going to the spring football game. I got to do some interviews. I don't like doing interviews, but when your alma mater calls, you got to go. But I wanted to talk about the funk before I went to the spring football game, so I'm here.
All right. And we got one more guest of one of my purple brothers.
On your left.
Yes. We're so excited that we have none other than Arthur.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
What's going on, sir?
Tanja, it's Miss India.
Yeah. We got
The
the
newest power soul.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're doing good. So let's just quickly go through. We have some Purple World stuff we're trying to get through with the quickness. So we already talked about Jesse at Yoshi's. We just finished up the St. Paul, Minneapolis Funk All Stars with Dr. Fink and Jelly Bean Johnson. These will be some amazing shows. And don't forget about Michael B. and Sonny T on April 20th in Uptown. I really would love to go see this show, but Celebration is taking all my money. And there's also going to be a night to remember at Paisley Park, April 21st. And Jerome is doing a special screening of Purple Rain. The West Coast has got it going on. So it's going to be Jerome Benton, Jill Jones, Andre Simone, and special guests hosted by Jeremiah, a.k.a. Dr. Funkenberry Freed.
Yeah.
So, and also there'll be DJ sets by C- and Chrome Queen. So if you're on the West Coast, that's the place to be. Make sure you get your tickets. Again, if you click on the link in the slideshow, it'll take you to where you can get your tickets, or you can do your Googles, as Michael Dean says. Also, I want to talk about the Purple Takeover in New Orleans, because none other than Celie. It's actually, Celie, you're doing a couple things. Do you want to talk about the Purple Takeover?
I just want to give a shout out to DJ Soul Sister. She has been doing this for several years now, and she started it because she knew there were a lot of people in the South and just around who couldn't make it up to Celebration. So she started throwing the Purple Takeover in New Orleans. It's a week-long event, and the one thing that I want to notate that a lot of the proceeds goes to an actual safe house for women who are in abused relationships. So we're not only getting our Purple Funk on, but the money is going to do some real help. And we know that Prince was really philanthropic behind the scenes. So I think that's a great way to keep Prince's legacy, is to celebrate him while helping out some sisters who may be in a bad situation. And so this will be my second year giving the keynote. I gave the keynote last year. And last year I talked about Prince's Rude Boy button and how that Rude Boy button was Prince reclaiming reggae. And I talked about how Rude Boy actually comes from reggae culture and then comes through ska and punk, and that people were thinking that was just about punk. And I was like, no, that's Prince actually going. And we remember that there was a time when they tried to actually hook up Prince and Bob Marley. And of course, Bob Marley went back there and saw Prince in them drawers and wasn't having it. But, still, I just love that story. But anyway, so if you guys can't make it to Celebration, it'll be in the summer from June 6th to June 9th in New Orleans. DJ Soul Sister, shout out to that sister. She's a brilliant sister. So come hang out with us if you can't make it to Celebration.
Yes, I would love to come to this. But again, the dollars only stretch so far. So if you're in New Orleans or in the surrounding areas, please go to the Purple Takeover by DJ Soul Sister. I think this is amazing. New Orleans is my favorite city in the States. And Zakia's asking, do they do workshops?
They won't do workshops this year. It's going to be two showings. And the reason that people ask, well, why is it two showings of Under the Cherry Moon? Because last year she did 3 showings of Purple Rain. And so I guess she wanted to show a different movie. So it'll be 2 showings of Under the Cherry Moon. There's going to be 2 DJ sets, of course, all Purple music. And then I'm going to give my keynote. And then after the keynote will be poetry. And so it's going to be a special poetry event immediately after my keynote on that Sunday. So there won't be any workshops this year. Just the keynote, the workshops, the 2 DJ sets, and the showing of Under the Cherry Moon.
All right. And for those of you who are in Houston, Prince Day Houston is going down on June 7th. And again, you can.
Shout out to Craig.
Yes. So there's a lot going on. And you can celebrate Prince wherever area of the states you are in. There are a lot of things going on. And let me see what else I got here. Obviously, there's celebration at Paisley Park, June 20th through 24th. I'm really looking forward to it this year, as always. And then we are here. And the reason why everybody's here with us today is we are talking about Erotic City 40 Symposium that is happening next Friday through Sunday, April 12th through 14th. And I can't figure out somebody has some feedback. So it might be UC Lee. Do you mind? Let's see. Yep, that's it. So if you don't mind, unmuting yourself when you're ready to talk, I really appreciate it. So we will be celebrating these 4 albums: Purple Rain, Apollonia 6, Ice Cream Castle, and Sheila E. in The Glamorous Life. And the reason why I brought all of you on today, I just wanted to talk about, are you excited about the upcoming symposium? I know that you are, but I just want to let everybody else know that you are excited. But then I also want you to talk about, maybe some memories from previous symposia. And I know in some cases, like for instance, Miss India has never been to a symposium in person, but I think you've seen some, streamed. So if you can, talk maybe about a favorite moment or a favorite talk or a favorite guest or anything you want to talk about to let the people know like what we be doing at the symposia every year since 2017.
Yes, of course. I my first symposium, I believe, was Graffiti Bridge, and that was virtual, completely virtual during trying times of COVID. And then the one that I actually remember having so much interaction and meeting majority of you all through, I think it was Hopin that we were on, or one of those platforms.
Yes.
Yeah, that was like my first time being introduced to that. I had no idea that space existed. And so being able to do those breakout rooms with 1+1 is 3 is the one that I remember. I have so many fond memories of meeting Harold Pride there. And, we've developed a relationship outside of the symposia space. I think UMDA met there. So many folks in the purple community that kind of were just like, we're so glad to have you here. And I was super nervous at first because I'm like, I don't know anything about this space, but I'm here to learn. And, bottom line, whatever your space is or whatever your career field is and whatever monopolizes your time during the day, you're able just to come here and release all your Prince inhibitions, all your Prince nerdiness, and to see that there were folks like me in the space, and not feeling like I'm on an island, because as a, I guess, next generation person, you can feel that way. And just even as a Prince fan in general, you're like, I don't know if there's so many people that I can connect to that have this love of Prince when you're first kind of beginning to get in touch with the community in that way. And so your symposia have helped me kind of initiate my social engagement in the Prince community. And I believe that was the one that stood out. And then also to see like presentations on Prince and Go-Go, and like this is all local stuff for me. And so I had no idea like you could connect these 2 worlds together in that way. And to discover some of the local history that Prince has here as well, it kind of made me do a deep dive into that. And I'm super excited because this is actually my first time going to an in-person symposium, excuse me. And then I was supposed to go last year, but I caught COVID going to the New Edition concert. And it was a great time, but I paid for the repercussions of that. But it was, so I'm excited to actually. I think that was Triple Threat, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. And so this time I'm just excited to dive more into Prince and his fashion. I see we have a keynote speaker that's going to be talking about his Purple Rain fashions, and I'm all about the romance period of fashion. And I took a fashion class in college, and I was like, I am super, I think that's what kind of started my deep dive into Prince's fashion there, because she used him in our mood boards like daily for examples and such and so forth. So I'm excited for that. I'm just excited to moderate the Apollonia 6 panel and trusting me, D'Angelo, with that. I've been a nervous wreck, but I can't wait to
Oh, you
actually
can do it. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Like, yeah, you got this. You so got this. I think, well, first of all, I love that you really love Prince fashion, because one of the things that we're going to do for the first time this year is actually have a daily 80s fashion contest. So if you go to the website and you go to the schedule at a glance, you'll see daily what the possibilities are. Obviously, all days on, you know, for all days, you basically can wear purple and lace and pearls and all that jazz. Fringe. Let me pull it up. Actually, I will pull it. Let me show it to you on the what? What did somebody say something in the chat?
Stacey Adams that you put up there? Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Why not? So let's see. Yeah, hold on one second. Let me go share this tab instead. Let me see if I can know how to work StreamYard. Okay, here we go. So the first column is Monday, second column, I'm sorry, first column is Friday, second column is Saturday, third column is Sunday. So on Friday, you can wear your purple lace, satin, velvet, pearls, fringe, fishnet, florals, and feather boas. But if you want to represent the time, you can wear yellow, baggy pants, scarves, silk, and Stacey Adams. And then on Saturday, it's just going to be purple again, you know, all things purple, but you can channel your inner Billy Sparks with your velour leisure suits and shades. So that's what's going down on Saturday for the fashion contest. And then on Sunday, the fashion contest is again, all things purple, as well as, because it's Glamorous Life and Apollonia 6 Day, you can wear teal, blue, pearl, sequins, lame, because Sheila wore a lot of lame on the Purple Rain tour, or cheetah print, if you remember the Glamorous Life video, and magenta for Apollonia 6. So I'm very excited about this fashion contest. The winners will receive a poster, an official Symposium poster designed by the amazing Reverend. So that's what's going down for the fashion contest. And our keynote is the amazing Vaughn Terry of Lewis & Vaughn, who actually designed, let me share so you guys can see how clean. I can't wait to see what he's going to wear. Here we go.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Vaughn Terry, the one and only. I am so thrilled that he agreed to come and talk to us, because the fashion during Purple Rain was so important. And he also designed some things for Sheila as well as the time. So this is Lewis and Vaughn. Lewis is no longer with us, so Vaughn is representing. All right. So who wants to go next and talk about what you're excited about for the symposium? You can raise your hand or unmute yourself, and I will call your name. Anja.
Hey, everybody. I am just excited just to see everyone, to be in the same space, because I don't think, more than likely, I probably will not attend Celebration this year. I probably will be in Minneapolis, but actually not going to the events. It's always a great time just to be around our fellow Purple peeps and to be able to have those discussions about, you know, the state of Paisley Park, the state of what's going on, you know, with distribution and what's coming out, and, you know, how we can continue to do this work to make sure that his legacy lives on. I'm really, really excited about Von Terry being there, especially because of my fashion background, and just hearing what his take on his creative process. He did so many great things. He did some great costumes for Earth, Wind, and Fire as well. And just to hear him speak on that. As far as past symposiums, the first one I went to was the Sign of the Times. And the highlight of that one was Kat. If anybody was there that
Love Sexy one, the Love Sexy one.
Yes, the Love Sexy one. And Kat in her commentary, that was hilarious. That was a great time. I really, really loved Zahir's presentation on Others Here With Us, when he really talked about the connection of Prince and his spirituality and his connection to the African diaspora, religious aspects as far as religious practices in Africa, and just connecting those segments, especially when it comes to him and his connection to New Orleans too, because those are his roots. So, we talk about voodoo as being this scary thing when it's really not. It's really religious practices. I'm trying to think what else really stood out for me. I'm really looking forward to Zachary. I always love Zachary's view on, especially the way he talks about women. You could tell that he adores the way that we present ourselves and the way we can present ourselves without any inhibitions. I love to hear his view on it, and I can't wait to hear his presentation, especially when it comes to Vanity 6. One of my favorite presentations too is from a person that's with us today, and that's Arthur. That small club presentation that you did, bravo. I still go back and listen to that every now and then. And I love to hear your passion in the way that you speak about his music and, the creation of it and your deep dives and how you connect everything. It's amazing how you connect everything and how you make it flow so well. And it gives everyone a different perspective on how different styles of Prince music and eras and how some kind of way he connected them all and how it all makes sense. So I'm looking forward to all that. My new Power fam. Can't wait to see Michael. I don't know if we're going to have a late night again this year, but yeah, it's going to be a great time. I can't wait to get there.
Awesome. So I think, Arthur, if you don't mind following up, as you can see, the small club presentation is the presentation that I think Arthur will never be able to live down because it's such an amazing presentation.
Well, thank you. It's funny that it's called the small club presentation because it was really about all the after shows that he did throughout the Love Sexy tour. But of course, the small club is like the meat and potatoes of it. And I would be remiss if without acknowledging both Edgar Cruz and Yost, moderator for Prince Ball, in helping with some of the background and some of the more particulars of what happened during that period. That symposium was my first one that I attended. D'Angela graciously invited me, and I say graciously every time because sometimes I can be a bit much. I'm a bit of a long talker, and so I try to cram so much into the presentations because I do get excited about being able to tell the stories, and that's what I really like about the energy of all of the symposium, but particularly the in-persons, because you can really get down with each other's energy in that kind of way. But I do think that my favorite presentation, I love Zachary's. Zach did a whole presentation on the controversy, the poster that it was included with the controversy album. I mean, that level of creativity just to even think to be able to build a narrative, around that is that's pretty good. But I think my favorite is the one that Scott Woods did. And I
Yes.
believe it was for the virtual, was it for the virtual
Yes.
graffiti bridge? When
Yes.
he talked about the three clubs and how they were grossly mismanaged, the four clubs, and how they were grossly mismanaged, and really took a fantastical scenario on film and put it into very real world context and showed that everybody was just doomed to fail right out of the gate. So again, very much looking forward to this one. This is the one that you really don't want to mess up on. If you're going to get it right, you really have to try to get it right. And it's a great nervous energy because Purple Rain is it's like the biggest doorway that all Prince fandom has to pass through, regardless if it was past, present, or future. It's the project that he was always compared to, regardless as to what he did. Decades later, it was always brought back in some kind of way to Purple Rain. It is the de facto image that people get when they close their eyes and they see Prince. Those of us that are on this call, those of us that are joining on YouTube, we have presence of mind to know how to to compartmentalize. And it's not like it's a deficiency, but the popular cultural image of Prince is in fact the character, the kid. And it just has resonated generationally. I remember going home from New York last year, and I had on a 1999 t-shirt, the black one with the logo on it. And I'm passing through the security line. And as I'm going through the metal detector, the gentleman on the other side says, "Oh, you're a Prince fan?" And he starts doing this. I kid you not, and dude has like a kabillion albums and has been present in so many different ways over his career, and with photographs actually published documenting these changes, but the default setting is always going to be something that took place between 1983 and 1980. Like, that's it. Prince himself never went back. He never did a Purple Rain anniversary tour. He never revised the look of the trench coat and the ruffles beyond Sign of the Times. But even then, it's 30 some odd years ago. So it's just a big door, and it's a big level of familiarity. And regardless of how successful and beneficial that Purple Rain was to Prince's career, it also bred familiarity. And over time, that familiarity can turn into contempt. You don't want to hear about Purple Rain anymore. You already know the music. You definitely don't want to hear about the Revolution touring again. There's contempt just based on the fact of overall this familiarity and what comes in to play. And then, take Prince out of it because he's passed on, then you have, what's usually left, a lot of pain, a lot of fighting, a lot of stuff. So you kind of got to get it right, for this one. And that's why I always say that your symposiums are really the best Prince events, just because the energy of the community that comes, the level of creativity in the presentations, and just the expression of love for Prince the individual, Prince the artist, and just Prince the concept, and how we all have plugged into that concept over our lives.
Indeed. So I'm going to come back to you to talk about what you're going to be talking about to us next week. But let's bring in C. Lee.
Hello. Let's see. My first symposium was Dirty Mind. It was COVID. And that is when my wife made Arthur her favorite person, because I had mad technical issues, because I'm an idiot when it comes to technology anyway. I'm the only person here that's not on social media. I've never sent a text or a tweet in my life. So we went in and Arthur saved my presentation. Like, I literally could not get on. And I was panicking. And my wife was like, "Just let the man help you. Let the man help you." I'm married. My wife from Mississippi for real. So she was, "Let the man help you." And I was like, "All right." So from then on, for me, the biggest thing for the symposium for me is that I always get my mind changed. And I'm not someone that I have this idea that has to be that way anyway. But what I love is Prof. Duff. She does a great job of getting some of the best Prince scholars on the planet. I didn't say in the country, on the planet. and they all come with all these different ideas. And what I love is it's never about, Prince was a rare human being, and that he understood that we're all just pie charts with multiple slices. And the problem is that most people don't know how many slices they have in their pie chart. And Prince, as a black man, was not going to allow anybody to define or tell him how many slices he should have in his pie chart. Now, why is that important? That's because when you go to Symposium, you have to realize that there are going to be thousands of people there who are entering Prince's pie chart probably from a different slice than you, right? The day that I realized that there were people, God help their soul, who didn't like Adore, I was like, oh, what the hell wrong with them people? But, there are people out there. But what I realized was they come from a different slice. And so there's always at least one presentation that changes my mind. And I will say that the presentation, and I'm forgetting the brother's name, he did the one about the drum machine, and I think he had worked with J. Cole or somebody. And people know
Dan Charnas.
Yes, and people who know me know I'm like the least hip hop person on the planet. I've hated hip hop since 1988. So I've been avoiding hip hop since 1988. But the way he gave that presentation made me rethink my position on sampling. Now, let me be clear. I still am not a person who, I just can't embrace sampling, right? I'm just not who I am. You have to understand, I was 6 years old. My father took me to see B.B. King. And I've been seeing B.B. King since I was 6 years old. So there's just something about that. But Charnas's, his presentation kind of made me understand sampling and drum machines and those things in a wider way and not so narrow. So what I would say to people about coming is to just, there you go. CJ, I don't know nobody after 1988. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like if their career started after 1988, unless it's D'Angelo, I don't really know people start. In fact, I want to give a shout out while I'm here to Miss India, because I want to thank you for opening my mind, for doing the work as a new person. Because and Brother D was on it, and Arthur, and even Scott Woods was on it about the young people and the children's. I was like, the hell with the young people. I don't even want them to have no Prince. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I was like the mean old dude that no Prince for them. Let them have the hip hop. No Prince for them. So, but the work that you were doing, Miss India, Sister India, and with all the folk. And I just, again, you get your mind changed, right? That's how you don't become decrepit. And what the Symposium do, and I end on that, is that it keeps your mind young, because this other thing, you have scholars from all over the world. So it's not just like, I'm a writer. So my background is I'm a poet and short story writer. So I'm going to only be discussing the lyrics. You have fashion people, you have engineering people, you have performance people. And so again, one of the brilliant things that Prof does is that she makes sure that we talk about Prince from everything, because again, Prince understood as a black man, I have multiple slices to my pie chart, and I'm not going to let anybody define or limit the number of slices in my pie chart. And that is what the Symposium does. And you leave there with a greater understanding of Prince than you did before you came. And then, to steal something from Brother Dean, it is our job to go out and do the work. Because if we don't do the work, and I want to end with this, in organizing, in social political organizing, we have a term. We say an expert is just somebody who knows a little bit more than somebody else. Y'all are experts. And so I want everybody to understand. That's why I love Sister Tanja, because she's coming in with new voice and new, and I want everybody to understand that from you are a scholar in what you do, and you respect and love Prince. That makes you an expert. And so we need, because we can't get mad if people are saying things about Prince that's not true. You can't get mad if people are putting out things about Prince that ain't right, if you are holding your expertise and you not sharing it with the world. So you should be coming to the Symposium. You should be on the internet. You should be making sure that you're keeping Prince's artistry alive with your voice, because look, either the gatekeepers are gonna lie about who Prince was. You know it's people out there lying about who Prince was. You know it's people out there giving the wrong narrative. And so I want to give thanks to Brother Dean and Sister D'Angela and Brother Arthur, who built for years. They ain't new to this. They've been laying down this funk and it's time for the new voices for y'all. Cause I'm look here. I'm old. I'm happy to be old. I'm gonna take my funk and go home. And some of y'all will have to keep bringing this funk. Because I'm gonna get my greens and my cornbread and my BB King and my Prince. And I'll be chilling on the porch. So y'all need to come on. That's it. I'm done.
Yes, Lee. Yes.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Now we need the fans, guys.
We need a collection plate. Who's bringing a collection plate?
Ushers.
I almost got the collection plate, but I didn't get it. But I thought about it for a hot minute. Yes, indeed. All right. So let me pull up and let's talk about it, as Brenda would say. So let me change here. This is the website, and actually, let me put the website up. So this is the quick way to get there, bit.ly link, and it is case sensitive. And you want the 40 at the end. So Erotic City 40. That's also our hashtag, Erotic City 40. So just remember that. And let me make sure I get rid of the banner, which I never seem to remember to do. So basically, it's all going down on Friday, April 12th through Sunday, April 14th at NYU, Tandon, and Brooklyn, 370J to be exact. And one thing that I'm adding is it's really important to stay abreast of all announcements, which will start on the daily starting Thursday. So you can either subscribe to Substack or you can just click this link, announcements at the top, and it will get you to the latest announcements if you don't want that. And then we're going to talk about what's going on. So let's look at some of the people.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
I would love to have Celie when I wake up in the morning to get me motivated for the day. Man, you know how to really get people. I love it. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Prince, goddammit, let's. Yes, sir. So salute to you. I'm just.
Yes. We always salute Celie. I really, you got me thinking, Michael Dean. Maybe Celie. So there are a lot of people. This happens a lot with meditation. Like they're like you can subscribe to certain people and then you get like daily meditation.
Oh yeah.
We could get a daily Celie, but we need the vocals. Yeah. We get the writing on a weekly basis, which is cool, but to actually hear Celie, so you could,
word.
Yeah, we could hear the daily word. That'd be just something to think about, Celie.
It's your own application.
Yeah,
like, we need daily Celie.
Yeah, indeed.
Get your ass up out the bed. You know you don't get up and do what you're supposed to do. Like, oh, yeah.
Yes. All right. So here's some of the people. So we got Adam Reed Sexton, which he hasn't been with us, I think, since the Bat Dance Symposium, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong about that. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what Adam has to say. And we have a new speaker, Andrew Scott. He's a musician, as you can see, coming from Canada. I am so excited. I first heard him speak at the Prince from Minneapolis Symposium that happened in 2018, if I got my dates right, and I'm really bad with dates. We got Anil Dash, one of our core four, now known as the 4U crew. We got Arthur. We got Brittany Proctor Habil, and I'm super excited for their presentation. And we got the one and only Celie joining us once again. And I am absolutely thrilled. I have asked Dr. Carol Cooper every year since 2017 to join us, and she finally said yes.
Can I say something?
Yes.
This is one of the most important parts of Symposium for me. I was a 12, 13, 14-year-old child in Clarksdale, Mississippi, home of the blues, reading, of course, poetry and short stories, but music criticism. And Dr. Cooper along with in Nelson George. And I know a lot of us sometimes feel a way about Nelson George, but Dr. Cooper was one of the people that I was reading as a teenager who made me realize that I could write music scholarship. And the fact that you made it possible for me last year to give her flowers and to tell her what she meant to me. And so the fact that she's coming here now, again, this is for me what makes a symposium great. So I want to thank you for giving me an opportunity. You know, also Dr. Mann is going to be there. Mark Allen Neal is going to be there. Again, another person that I read as a youngster, wanted to become a writer. But these were the people who made me realize I could write a book about Prince. And the fact that you got Doug. So yeah, don't sleep on the fact that this is huge. This sister here, when you're talking about 70s and 80s and music criticism and music journalism, it don't get no better. It don't get no more important. Carol Cooper is an institution in music critic journalism. I'll shut up.
Thank you for that, Celie. It's important to stress how important it is to have Carol Cooper join us. So we also have Casey Rain of Violet Reality coming all the way from the UK. Again, I'm so grateful for people who are traveling long distances to be with us in person. And we have the amazing Chanisha Scott, who's actually will be joining us a little bit later today to talk about some amazing events. So what's really great about this year is that the community came to me and we were like, we want to plan our events around the symposium. And I thought that was incredible because I can only do so much. And everybody's always saying, can't we do this? Shouldn't you do this? And I'll go like, yeah, but I have a full-time job and it actually takes a lot out of me just doing the symposia. And last year, we had an incredible performance by Chris Robb, but that was in a different venue. And then we also had another venue. So I wanted to just keep it simple this year because I'm still tired from last year because that was a lot to take on. But then I had people come to me. Law was like, you know what? I want to do this Prince tribute. When are you doing your symposium so I can line it up with the symposium? And Chanisha was like, we want to do this after party, we'll schedule it so it fits around the symposium. So I am so grateful that the community is coming around, and that's the way it should be. It will take a village to keep Prince's name on the lips of the children. And that's the reason why I'm so thrilled that Miss India and others like Randy will be joining us and Jesse, because we won't be here forever, but Prince needs to be here forever. So that's the reason why we're doing this work, not for us, but for Prince and for music. Celie.
Can I tell my Chris Robb story?
Sure.
So I was at the Chris Robb show, and then Chris Robb was laying it down. He was laying the funk down. And so Cam was there, Prof. Dev's husband. I turned to Cam and I said, boy, this boy Chris Rock here, he good, boy. This Chris Rock, he good, man. I ain't think nobody was on top what we had last year, because this boy good. And Cam turned to me and said, yeah, Chris Robb was who we had last year too. Same year, so, yeah.
Yes, because Chris Robb came through for the DM40GB30 Symposium and did a special virtual performance in the studio in the height of COVID for us. And I actually know a musician that Chris Robb asked that we know mutually. And they told me, Chris asked, but I was like, no player, I'm not coming out to do this during COVID. So I am so grateful for Chris Robb, because even though we were virtual, he brought it for that Dirty Mind performance. And then he also brought it last year for the Triple Threat Symposium. And I am so grateful. And Chris Robb is actually going to give a presentation this year. He wanted to switch it up. So I'm so excited that Chris Robb is going to, because I would love to have more presentations by musicians, because I think sometimes we don't talk about the music enough at the symposium. So I'm so thrilled that he will be doing that. And yes, Audra, Chris Robb and Jill Jones, because Jill Jones came up on stage and performed with Chris a couple of times, which was just really magical to see. So it's going to be really hard to top that. But it's going to be different. You know, it's not going to be the same. It's going to be different. So let's go through Chanisha will be here later to talk about, and then we're going to have Chris Aguilar Garcia. And I think the last time Chris was with us was for the Sexy MF Symposium, but I could be wrong because sometimes they blur, just like my alumni. Then we got the man himself, Chris Robb, the one and only amazing musician. If you have an opportunity to go see Chris Robb live, run, because he's amazing. And then we're going to have HBCU in the house, Clark Atlanta. Christopher A. Daniel is coming from the ATL. I always look forward to hearing Chris's presentation. He is my mom's favorite presenter because my mom loves people who are alive. My mom does not like what she calls dead people.
Chris, and your brother, that's a good dude right there.
Yeah, he is. Yes, he is. So I can't wait to hear what he has to say. He always brings receipts. That's what I love about Chris's presentations. And then we have a new speaker this year. I'm super, super excited that Craig Seymour will be joining us this year. And we're going to go through the schedule as well, so you know about who's doing what. Then we also have another new speaker with us this year, Crystal Wise, coming all the way from the University of Minnesota to talk to us. And she is a part of the International Center for Print Studies. And then we have my dear friend, Dee Simmons Jindai, joining us. She is so amazing. If you come to the symposium, just say hello to Dee. Your day will go for, like, if you're having a bad day, just go talk to Dee and your day will become sunshine. Like, she's that kind of person.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she has an energy force that is so strong that it will overtake whatever's going on in your world. So
she is joy personified. We love you, Dee.
Yes, absolutely. So if you come, you got to make sure that you say hello to Dee. She's amazing. And we also are going to have Dan Charnas again. And this time, he's not giving a presentation, and his presentation was amazing. He had an hour-long presentation. But this year, he's going to be on a round table with Celie and Carol Cooper and with Professor Mark Anthony Neal moderating. And there's someone else that I'm leaving off, but we'll talk about that when we get to the schedule. It's a lot to hold in my head. And then we have Declan McCarthy, who is one of my favorite presenters. He did an amazing presentation on the time last year, and he's also coming all the way from the UK. So we got to give special shout outs for people who are taking time out of their lives and traveling so far just to be with us in person. Then we have one of the other Core 4 For You crew, Elliot H. Powell.
Yeah.
Love Elliot. And his presentation last year, I really wish he could do a presentation this year, because I would love to hear what his students had to say about Apollonia 6, because they had some interesting insights about Vanity 6 last year. So if you haven't watched that, all of these symposia are archived on YouTube at Polished Solid, and you can check out all of the video from all of them. And that would be one to check out, because it was really enlightening hearing from a younger demographic about how they viewed Vanity 6. So that was extremely enriching to me personally. And then we have Greg Howard, who's going to be moderating again. He's been at several symposia. He's an awesome musician. And again, I love when musicians can participate. And then we have our one and only India, who will be joining us for the first time. Yeah. So excited about that. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation. And then we have my dear friend, Never Be Another, Jason Orr of Yes, Can Never Be Another. Funk Jazz Cafe all day, every day. He's coming all the way from the ATL. He's going to be participating on the live commentary rain show that we're going to be showing. So can't wait for that.
Looking forward to meeting Jason in person.
Yes. Jason
Jason
is another person who will change your energy field instantly. So if you have an opportunity to talk to Jason, do so, because you will, like, your molecules will get rearranged. Like, he's just that kind of guy.
And he
really
was great on the Glam Slam Live. We did a Glam Slam Live viewing with he and Nicolay and Sister Professor Cummins. So, but yeah, they were. He was great on that Glam Slam Live. So, go watch the Glam Slam Live again, kids. Go watch it again. It's good for your soul.
It is good for your soul.
I'm looking forward to sitting with him too, because me and Jason have been friends for over almost 30 years. He was one of the first people I met when I moved to Atlanta and went to that first Funk Jazz Cafe. And I'm just happy to see this come full circle, because he was my purple nerd in Atlanta the whole time I was there. So Jason was my go-to for bootlegs, to have discussions about albums, to resequence albums, to make it work. When he got to that era of just releasing stuff and the sequencing was off, me and Jason would sit and make it work for us. So I'm excited and looking forward to this.
Nice.
Thank you. Yes, for that. Awesome. And let's see. We got Jeremiah Freed, also known as Dr. Funkenberry, coming all the way from LA to join us. I'm so thrilled that he will be joining us for the first time at a symposium. So this is very, very exciting. And I also just want to thank him for supporting me during PopCon when I came out to LA a couple of weeks ago. He came through for me and supported both my presentation as well as when I was moderating, which was on 2 different days. So I really appreciated his support. And then we have one of my favorite souls on the planet, Jesse Jenkins. Yes, Jesse.
Yay.
Amazing, amazing. He's also will change your energy. Like, if you need to calm down, go talk to Jesse. Like, if you need to go up, talk to Jason. Or so depending on what kind of energy you need, you should seek out different people. But Jesse is amazing. And we're going to have Karen Turman. I'm sure Karen is going to come with the style. She is always one of the best dressed presenters at each symposium, as well as Dr. Kirsty Fairclough, who's coming all the way from the UK. And she's in charge of the International Center for Print Studies. So I'm always thrilled when we're able to be together, because technically she was supposed to be at PopCon and something happened with the airlines and she wasn't able to make it. So I'm so happy that I'll be able to spend some time with Kirsty for the symposium. And Krista Battersby is not presenting. She is our community manager. She has been with me from the very beginning, and she has been at all the in-person symposium, including the Betty Davis one. And she doesn't even work at NYU anymore. And she is still coming to help me with the symposia. So if you see Krista, tell her thank you for being the D'Angelo Whisperer. Krista is the D'Angelo Whisperer. She calms me down. She gives me sane advice. Yes, I so much love for Krista. I cannot even begin. And she's actually giving her PhD defense on Tuesday.
Wow.
And she's going to come and help me starting on Thursday and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday after doing her. That's a friend. that is a true friend. So nothing but love, but for Krista Battersby. She's already texting me this morning about what you need, like a week in advance, when she has her own PhD defense on Tuesday. That is a friend. Just
what other fan base got these type of people, man? Like, man, Prince was on something. I don't even know he knew he was on, like, this, the attraction of all of these different minds, man. It's incredible. Yeah, it really is. And so please tell her thank you. And then we have the amazing musician Law, and Law's coming on hopefully in a few minutes to talk about what he has in store for us Thursday night. So if you don't have your tickets, make sure you get your tickets to go see Law.
And I can't wait for his performance. If you haven't seen Law live, you got to do it. It's like he has so much energy, and he is a triple threat. You got, singing, dancing, playing, rapping, like I guess that's a quadruple threat. He can do it all. And so don't sleep. You're going to be experiencing FOMO on Friday when everybody's talking about Law's show and you didn't go. So I'm telling you, if you experience FOMO, don't miss out on Law's show. But Law is going to come on in a few minutes to talk about it, so you'll understand if I'm not hyping it up enough for you. Then Celia has already talked about the amazing Professor Mark Anthony Neal. I am so grateful that he continues to come back and be in fellowship with us annually. That's amazing. And I am so excited that I am finally going to get to meet Matt Thorne in person, because he's coming all the way from the UK to be with us. And so he wrote, I love his book, Prince, The Man and His Music. And so I can't wait to meet him in person, because we had this awesome conversation last year on what did Prince do this week. It was probably one of my favorite conversations after Eric Leeds, of course. Eric Leeds, then Matt. But I could have talked to Matt for 12 hours. I just love talking to him about Prince. It was so much fun, and I can't wait to meet him in person. So I'm psyched about that. And then we have Dr. Mari. And she is joining us again. She was with us last year, and can't wait to hear what she has to say. And then there's this guy in the middle.
Hilarious. Keep going. Get some miles.
So I am so psyched to do What Did Prince Do This Week in person.
It's going to be fun.
With the one and only Michael Dean. And we're going to have church fans. Can't wait. Yes.
That's right.
Yes. And thank you for taking time out of your life and traveling all the way from the West Coast to the East Coast, because you don't have to do that to be in person. That means
I'm looking forward to it. I just can't wait. I'm listening to and watching all this. I'm just like, man, I'm gonna be taking notes. We're gonna be doing a lot of conversations. It's just can't wait.
Yeah, and
I'm there to learn. That's it.
I'm there to learn. So
I have some fun.
Yes, and then my bestie, Miles Marshall Lewis. I love Miles. But we usually have opposite opinions. So it's always a spirited conversation. And if you don't know who Miles is, you should definitely read his bio, because he is not to be slept on. And
Fantastic.
he's an amazing writer. His last book was about Kendrick Lamar, and he's currently writing a book about Dave Chappelle. All right, another next generation.
Big Randy.
Yes, Big Randy will be in the house. We're so excited to have several members of the Purple Town House. Tell the people about the Purple Town House for those who may not know about it, Miss India.
Oh, yes. We are a little group of the next power generation who comes together about once a month on Thursdays to just celebrate Prince and his life, and introduce a lot of the next power generation to some new materials, new work, like the work that you've all been doing, and just to hold space for multi-generational conversations concerning Prince and everything Prince adjacent. And yeah, that's us. It's composed of myself, Perla, Christopher, and Randy. And we are now on Stationhead. We used to be on Twitter. X, I guess you can call it, whatever you want to call it. I still call it Twitter because I refuse to call X, but we are on Stationhead now. So that way we can have a quality time with you guys, because before it was really kind of sounded like a church get down with poor sound, poor audio a little bit. So now we're beefing up the technology so that we can be better for you all. But yes, and our next Stationhead meetup radio station type situation will be this month, towards the end of the month, and we're talking about artificial age. So
nice.
Yeah.
Yes. artificial age needs to be talked about. Thank you so much for doing that. All right. And we also have the lovely, beautiful, fantastic vocalist Rhonda Nicole, who was my buddy when I went out to LA. Nothing but love for Rhonda Nicole. So I can't wait to hear. She always has amazing things to say about Prince, and I can't wait. One of my favorite presenters, I always look forward to hearing what Robert Loss has to say. So this is one of the presentations I'm looking for.
Yes, don't sleep on Robert Loss. I always enjoy him. So yeah, I'm glad you said that. That's it.
Yeah, amazing presentation. He's just a beautiful writer. I will say this, like one of the most beautiful things I have ever read was his write-up about Sign of the Times, but he was also talking about his mother at the same time. And it's so beautifully written. It's like one of the most beautiful things I've ever written. I mean, I've ever read. And it was very personal, but very Prince. And it was just really amazing. And let's see what Dr. Claus is talking about. Definitely agree about artificial age. I could write a whole essay on time alone, but I still feel like that was the best reintroduction of Prince to a wider audience post at least 2001. Yes. Artificial Age was an amazing album. Thank you so much, Lee Christian. I try to bring us all together because we're not able to be together most of the year. And this is very special for me to just be in the Purple bubble for 3 to 4 days and hang out with Purple nerds. It's like, I live for it, to be honest. It's important to me. So we also are going to have the amazing Robin Shumays, who also gives amazing presentations. So I can't wait to hear what Robin has in store with us. And Robin actually is going to be coming on later to talk about, you can see her on Sunday night after the symposium because she's doing her very first vocal performance on a stage, as well as her first burlesque act. So if you're looking to do something different, because there's also going to be an after party, an unofficial after party, because again, they're putting it on through their own thing. I'm not affiliated with any of the organization, with any of the external events, but Shanisha is going to come on and talk about that, the party with DJ Fritzo, as well as DJ Monday Blue, they're both amazing DJs. So if you want to get your dance on and your party on, you should go to That Bar. That's literally what it's called, That Bar in Brooklyn. And if you don't want to get your dance on and you want to do something different, then you can go to the burlesque show, which should be a really amazing experience. And Robin will come on later to tell us all about it. In addition, there's only one. There can only be one. Rodney Fitzgerald going to be joining us for the first time. I'm super excited at a symposium. Everybody and the mama should know who Rodney is, but if you don't know who Rodney is, just click on this link. If you click on all these photos on the website, it will take you to their bios, and you can get to the website by going to bit.ly/Erotic City 40. It is case sensitive, just so that you know.
Salute to Rodney, another one of the, people in the community that connecting people and, creating community and stuff. A really powerful dude to know.
Yes, very, very. And it's such a kind, warm spirit as well, which is so important these days. All right. You will know Sam when you see Sam. So if you see Sam, it's short for Samantha. Please give her love. She's the reason why we got the church fans. She's the reason why we're going to have a lot of stuff. So just make sure you give some love to Sam Jackson. And speaking of Robin Shumays, we just talked about you. Are you there? Can you hear me?
I'm here. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know how the technology stuff works.
You are here. You alive?
Here. Hi, everybody.
What's up, Robin?
Hi. Ignore. That's my work desk. Ignore that.
No, that's the real. We need to see that. That's where it goes down.
No, we so appreciate you being here. So we're going to have some more people join you to talk about the events after the symposium. But right now we're just going through and talking about who's talking at the symposium. And if you just so happen to come in when we were talking about you. So we were just saying how, and I will say this to you, you are one of the people I always look forward to their presentations because they're always very well researched. I learn a lot. And I know that I'm going to do so this time as well. So thank you for doing a presentation, which takes a little extra work.
Thank you for having these so that we can all just like be in like church service of friends, which I hope I don't offend anybody, but it is kind of like a church service when we're all together and we're just like doing those deep dives. I like really appreciate you and the whole crew and the whole team. And I'm really super excited. I have started writing and I've started to overwrite. So you know how my week's going to go.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much for the time again, because you have a family, you got a burlesque show to practice for, you got a lot going on. So for you to take time out of your life to actually do a presentation means a big deal, but we are the better for it. See, Lee.
So this is the moment where I take my Stacey Adams and walk on up out of here. Yes. Duty calls. Thank y'all so much. I do want to say, going with what Sister Robin said, it's all good if you overwrite on your presentations because you can always just stop at the 15 to 20 minute mark, but you'll also have enough to publish later. So everybody who's doing their presentations, we need you publishing your presentations. So don't feel bad that you're overwriting. You can't overwrite because, again, you will then publish that somewhere where somebody can read it forever. I'm gone. Jackson State University, D, I got to go do some interviews. I love everybody on the screen. Prof. Duff, thank you so much for bringing us together. And everybody, Brother Arthur, you know we got to get together. Brother Dean, I tell you, I watch you, brother. You could be talking about people playing marbles, and I'm going to shoot the saw and watch you talk about people playing marbles. Sister Tanja, thank you so much for bringing what you bring. Sister India, keep making old school just like me sit on the porch so you can do your thing and bring it to the new people. I'm out. Y'all take care. Love everybody on here.
All right.
Love you.
All right. Does Arthur, let me know if you need to leave or if you're good. Just you're good. Okay. Awesome. All right. So we got another guest. Yeah. So we're not going to wait to bring on Law. Come on in, Law.
Hey, what up, y'all?
What up, boy?
What's going on?
How you doing today?
I am blessed and kicking ass, getting ready for next week. You know, it's always an early preparation thing when it comes to me and my guys. So I'm here. I'm ready. This is going to be fun.
Awesome. So we're going to get to you. We're just going to go. We're going through like who's presenting and being there, and then we'll get to what else is going on. So I'm super excited that we're going to have Shelly Wade, a New York City DJ, joining us on one of the roundtables. So she's
on my roundtable, I believe.
Yes, she will be. So yes, she's amazing, Michael. So I can't wait for you and her to chop it up. And then we also have the indescribable but beautiful, lovely, amazing Tammy Sharp.
Yes.
Yeah.
So excited that Tammy will be joining us. And then there is
Tanja.
Tanja will be joining us. Yay!
Yes.
For the live commentary. So can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. I know you and Jason are just going to have a ball because I didn't realize that was that much. You guys knew each other, but I didn't realize that much history. And we got our last guest of the day. I'm so excited. Get ready for the one and only Chanisha.
Yes.
Hi, friends. How are you?
Oh, thank you so much for being here. Let me get through really quickly just the rest of the people so we can start talking about the other events that are going on around the symposium. So that's the reason why we brought them in. So we also are going to have the amazing Tanya Giddings, who will be moderating Purple Paisley Brunch. If you don't know Tanya Giddings, and we got another Tanya, who is also equally amazing, Tanya Pendleton from her radio in Philly. And then you will be seeing Tracy at the check-in desk. Please tell her thanks, because she doesn't have to help me, but she does. So she is very important to the symposium. So please say hello and give her love. Then we have Troy. Yes. We're so excited to have Troy, and Troy is going to be one of the other panelists on the live commentary. So can't wait to hear what Troy, Jason, and Tanja has to say. And then we've already talked about our illustrious keynote, Von Terry of Lewis and Vaughn. So excited. And I can't wait to see what he's going to have on, because I know he's going to be clean.
Show out.
So make sure your best, you bring your best dress, or your dress that your best on Saturday, because that's when the keynote is. Then I'm also extremely excited to meet, well, actually I've met Violet before in person, but this will be the first time she will be at a symposium. So Violet Brown is also joining us all the way from Minneapolis. So I can't wait. And then we've already talked about the amazing Zach Hoskins, another person I always look forward to their presentations. And the last of the core four, also now known as the 4U crew, Sahir Ali. And I saw him yesterday at NYU. He gave this amazing presentation about the art of listening. And he also quoted Susan Rogers, of course. He talked about Prince in his presentation, even though it wasn't a Prince presentation. But that's how we do. So, all right. I want to do this really quickly. And I want to be mindful of everybody's time, because everyone's taking time out of their day to be here. But I really want to go through the schedule. Really big, it says all times are Eastern time. So just remember that. And let's go through this really quickly. We see, yes. Okay, Friday. Doors are going to open at 8:30. Welcome's going to happen at 9. There's going to be the time round table with the one and only Michael Dean moderating, with Law, Randy, and Shelly on that round table. Then we're going to take a 30-minute break, and then we're going to have some presentations. And by Chris Daniel, Chris Robb, Robert Loss, and C. Lee will be moderating. Then you're going to have lunch on your own. And then we're going to do some Purple Rain album / live presentations. Arthur is special and gets a 40-minute slot. So we want to come and hear Arthur. Do you have anything to say about your presentation? Do you want to?
It better be good, right?
Yes.
Oh, it's going to be good.
That's
Going to be
first.
Yes.
It better be good.
Yes, it better be good, because you're the only person getting a 40-minute slot. So, yes.
Yeah.
But
Don't
it's
mess up.
Yeah.
Don't be a head buster.
No.
Yes, indeed.
Like that.
And then we're going to have Declan and Andrew Scott. And then we're going to have a Purple Rain album roundtable with Tanya Pendleton moderating, Casey Rain, Jeremiah Freed, also known as Dr. Funkenberry, Matt Thorne, and Rodney. Really good roundtable. And then we are going to have a fashion contest. We've already talked about what you can wear, but you can go to the schedule at the glance if you need a reminder. And then you're going to do dinner on your own. And then we're going to come back for a Purple Rain live commentary like we did for the Glam Slam 92 show with Jason Orr, Tanja, Troy, Gua, and Jesse Jenkins. Then on Saturday, we're going to get the party started again at 8:30 a.m. and a welcome at 9. And then we're going to have the Purple Rain film presentations at 9:30 with D. Simmons Jendai moderating. And we're going to have presentations from Adam Reed Sexton, Crystal Wise, Christy Fairclough, Robin Shumays, who's with us right now. Then we are going to have a very special session of What Did Prince Do This Week? I can't stress enough. If you come to YouTube, we will not be here. You have to go to the actual website of the symposium, which again is bit.ly/Erotic City 40, case sensitive. And if you want to get there directly, eroticcity.polishsolid.com. And then after that, and that's where you're going to get your fans. If you want a fan, you got to come to the What Did Prince Do This Week, because we're not handing out the fans any other time. So this is a special session. If you want your church fan, then you're going to have your lunch on your own. And then we're going to have at 2:30 a Purple Rain Film Roundtable, moderated by Professor Mark Anthony Neal. And then we're going to have Zaire Lee and Dan Charnas, who wrote Dillatime, if you don't know. And if you don't know Dillatime, you need to read it because it's an amazing book. Carol Cooper, and then our one and only C. Lee. Then we're going to have our amazing keynote with Von Terry from 4:30 to 5:45. Then we're going to have our fashion contest. And the fashion contest, you will win the poster from the symposium, designed beautifully by Reverend. You're going to have dinner on your own. Then we're going to have a screening. And I will announce the screening closer to that time. Hopefully it's something special. I'm waiting to get the green light. And then on Sunday, we not finished. 8:30 a.m. in the morning, 9, welcome. 9:30, it's going to be Apollonia Sheila E. Day. And we have India, who is with us right now, moderating. And India is an amazing moderator. So I can't wait to hear the questions that she is going to ask our roundtable of Violet Brown, Rana Nicole, Chanisha, who is also with us right now, and Tammy Sharp. And then at 11, then there's 30-minute breaks between most of the panels and roundtables. Take a 30-minute break, and then we're going to have Apollonia 6 presentations moderated by Chris Aguilar Garcia, Zach Hoskins, Craig Seymour, and Brittany Proctor-Habil. This is going to be an amazing, all of these people are amazing writers and presenters, so I can't wait for this presentation panel. Then you're going to have lunch on your own, and then we're going to have a Glamorous Life roundtable with the 4U crew, so I can't wait to chop it up, as always, with Zaire, Anil, Miles, and Elliot. And then from 4:30 to 5:30, we're going to have a couple of presentations to end our symposium with Dr. Mari and Karen Turman, moderated by Tanya Giddings. And we're going to have our final fashion contest of the symposium. And then it will be a wrap, but it won't really be a wrap because we have so many different events to celebrate. So I just want to say, for anybody who's getting here early, Mono Neon is going to be at the Blue Note from April 9th through 14th. So any day that you want, you can go see Mono Neon. It just so happened to line up. The Prince, the bat signal went out, and I guess, he heard and brought us Mono Neon. So that's pretty cool. But we want to talk about this performance here, Law. And I am so thrilled that we have Law. We've been talking about you all day, Law. So we want to hear from you. What can we expect? I've already told them they might not believe me how amazing you are. So break it down for them.
Well, in the true spirit of all things surrounding my number one idol, I think it'd be best for me to say that for those that do know me, in every aspect, the high energy caliber performance of it, of course, it being a serious Prince tribute where you're not going to hear the same 4 or 5 Prince songs that everybody does in New York.
Yeah.
I can promise you that. It's definitely going to be a deep cut B-side. We do affiliates for those who've been to our shows when we pay homage to Prince or anybody. We done Stevie, we done Michael, and we're not a tribute band. This is just stuff that we do specially in terms of just making sure that our hero is being represented in the full caliber. So when people come to our show, they know what to expect. You know what I mean? They come ready to party, sing along, and again, not just the same 4 or 5 Prince songs that all the other bands around New York City do, and people tend to do, where it causes more of that separation where it's like, am I supposed to know this song? Well, I'm here. If you're a diehard Prince fan, if you know, like I know, and you are about the mission the way everybody in this room is about the mission, then all I could say is that it's definitely a show you're just not going to want to miss. It's going to be crazy. It's literally going to be crazy. It's a roller coaster ride. So
Indeed. And so this is going to be Thursday night at the Triad Theater.
Mm-hmm.
And when does doors open?
I think doors open at around 8.
Okay.
8 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the show is going to be at 9:30. And the Triad Theater is up on West.
72nd. Yep.
Yeah.
Real easy to get you for people who love to balance between trains and going into the city. So everything is centralized right there.
Yeah. I can't wait for this performance law. I mean, I know the energy that you bring, and I just want to thank you for actually scheduling this to align with the symposium. I so appreciate you for doing that.
I mean, thank you just for even having me. I mean, it's, you know, just even and then the fact that the symposium the next day is in my hometown, because, you know, I went to go see Purple Rain. My mother took me, my brothers to see Purple Rain at the Duff Theater that used to be there in Brooklyn back in the day. So how funny is it that we're celebrating this and it's literally down the block from where the Duff Field used to actually be? So it's special. That's why the whole thing from the show to the symposium, I'm like, I get to be in Brooklyn for a whole day. And my daughters work like 2 blocks down from there too. So I get to see them in between everything else. And, you know, so it's going to be special all around. So my energy is always on 1,000, but it's going to definitely be triple the amount between Thursday and Saturday.
Yeah. I didn't even know about the Duffield Theater. Obviously, Duffield is my favorite street in Brooklyn for obvious reasons.
A lot of history there. That's why when you said that, I'm like, how funny is it? And then when I told my mom was like, do you remember I took you and your brother to go? I said, yeah. That's why I'm bugging out. I'm like, you know, wow. You took us to see Purple Rain and The Last Dragon at that same theater. So it's going to be, it's interesting. And, you know, and I spoke to the guys, by the way. I had a great conversation with Jimmy Jam and Jerome, and they, you know, the word got out about the round table, and they was like, well, Law, you're ready. We know you're going to represent for us. I'm like, well, just in the scope of just the era of it all. So it's just really, it's exciting. And you're getting the show before that. So you really can't beat that. Me and the fellas are ready. We were talking about it in rehearsal. Like, we're really, really ready for y'all. So for those who are coming.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Now, okay, that's pre-symposium. So now let's talk a little bit about post-symposium. So let's say you got a lot of energy on Sunday and you need to get that energy somewhere. Where should you go? You should go to that bar. So Chanisha, talk to us about what's going on Sunday.
I'm so excited about Sunday. Also, I apologize because I went to our production meeting yesterday and the cocktail tasting got a little bit out of hand. So I might have lost my voice a little bit. But that just should let you know how much of a fun time it's going to be, because I went to a production meeting and I got lit. It's going to be
on the alcohol
at a production meeting. I love it.
It's going to be fantastic. So actually, and I just posted on Instagram right before I got here, we've decided to go ticket list. So there is no door charge for the show anymore. It's absolutely completely free. We encourage everyone to thank the bar by buying cocktails, including the ones on the cocktail menu. But your presence and your purple energy is more than enough to just like make the night worthwhile. So for the evening, there are two DJs, DJ Fritzo, who resident DJ at that bar, who does a regular VJ set there on all the screens that are in the venue, and a guest set, 2 guest sets by DJ Monday Blue. Some folks in here might already know Monday. She's a DJ legend in the Purple family, and she'll be spinning deep cuts all night with some video art that we just confirmed from Troy Gua. So he's going to be doing a long form LPP screening during the set, which is going to be awesome. So 10 years of LPP on the screens while we're playing deep cuts from 6 Degrees and Prince music. And then our 2 bespoke cocktails, Crushed Velvet and Color Me Peach and Black. That is our special Prince inspired menu that I hope everybody comes. And just like the vibes are going to be very princely. We're going to do our best to turn a little haven in downtown Brooklyn into a little Prince space for the fam to come in and kick it. So I hope folks will come, and tell your friends.
Yes, tell your friends. And I always love seeing Prince videos in a club. I remember when Tanya Giddens did one of the Purple Paisley brunches.
Yes.
And I don't know why, but she had Under the Cherry Moon on loop. Do you think I was talking to people? No. I was just like, and I've seen that film a gazillion times, but it's just like, I love just seeing Prince, I call it out in the wild, in a club, on the screen, not just, listening, but actually seeing. So I'm really looking forward to this. And I'm going to be dead tired, but I am going to try to, summon the energy. I'm going to talk to Jason or somebody to get my spirits up so I can make my way over to that bar. But then if you don't want to dance and you don't want to look at Prince no more, you have options. So, Robin, talk to us about what's going on Sunday evening, the alternative option.
Yes. So I am doing a performance. It was kind of a coincidence that it happened to be that particular weekend, but I like to overachieve. So a few months ago, I started taking singing lessons. Singing is like something I've always wanted to do. And my daughter's a singer, and I actually kind of got inspired by her. So I started taking singing lessons, and I had also heard about this burlesque workshop that I had wanted to try, and it just all kind of happens. And I just was like, you know what, I think I'm going to sing for this performance. So since I decided I was going to sing, I've been like rehearsing and practicing. This is not my first burlesque performance. I've done burlesque on and off. I actually started right before COVID, and then COVID happened. And then I started back within like the last 6 months or so. But I've been a professional dancer for like since the 90s. So a really long time. So I'm just really excited to also now add singing to that. I'm still a baby singer, but it's going to be great. I'm feeling actually weirdly very confident. And I'm not doing a Prince song, but I'm doing a Marilyn Monroe song. So there's always going to be some Prince like around somewhere. You know how much you seem to admire her. He made Jill into her basically. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The other performers are beautiful. We did our dress rehearsal last weekend, and they're all amazing. And there's a wide variety of like the kind of music that we're doing, the style, like the dance, like everything. So I'm the only one who's singing. So I'm just the added little bonus in this case. And the tickets are $11.75. And the drinks are really, really, really good. So that's all I got to say about that.
And where?
It is at Drome, which is in Lower Manhattan. It's a really beautiful venue, gorgeous, large stage. It's kind of like a dinner theater. You can eat dinner there if you want. You can drink. You can hang by the bar. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm sorry to miss the dance party, though, because I love to dance, but I will be doing this, and if I can get out and go to the dance party, I will also be joining you there. But I'm super, super looking forward to this. And hey, you know what? The one thing that we have over the dance party is that, it's a burlesque show. There's going to be some boobies and some boobies.
Hey, I can take my titties out too. I'll do it for free.
Tanisha, you're good money.
Sure.
Okay.
What time is my flight leaving Sunday?
The dueling. Never mind. I won't go there.
Angela, could I say something?
Of course.
I've started Michael. Michael is just horrified.
Hey.
But this is the kind of energy that I was talking about that happens at the symposium, surrounding the symposium, and also kind of breaks up that familiarity over Purple Rain that I was talking about. Since it's like Prince's overwhelming project that casts such a long shadow, the more familiar it becomes to popular culture, the more almost descent that we can kind of fall into and not really pay attention to, that there's a lot to mine still, from this album. I am so freaked out about the right presentation, because I'm at the point where it's like I think the whole thing is trash, and then I'm thinking, well, I'm probably like right on schedule, because like by the time we get to Friday, it'll be fine. But I'm doing a I'm doing a presentation called Purple Machine, about the enduring power of Purple Rain. And when we talk about Purple Rain, as this symposium is illustrated, we're really talking about three things. We're talking about an album, we're talking about a film, and we're talking about a concert tour, and that's what has established, you know, this institution. But there's a lot that not just made up in the making of the album, but that surrounds the album too. Because a really cool thing about Purple Rain, the album, is that it actually had 30 days to be just an album. Album comes out in late June, film comes out in late July, and in that 30 days, it had the position to be the follow-up to 1999. And that's something that is completely, I feel, completely out of the conversation when we talk about this album, just because of what the film did to amplify what the music is, you know. And so those are some of the things that I want to try to, you know, explore in hopes to be able to just reframe the conversation about the project itself. Many of us know, but some of us don't, that the album was the origin of the parental advisory stickers that wound up on albums and CDs. It's the reason why we have little E's when we stream songs. And I've heard stories about it, but I found and went out and bought Tipper Gore actually wrote a book.
I did not
in
know
the 80s about the origin of the PMRC. And it's a bit Karenish at times, but
Tipper Gore.
a thing about it that I actually directly related to was that she bought Purple Rain for her 11-year-old daughter, but she listened to the album with her daughter. So it wasn't something that she overheard in some sort of subversive way that, you know, her daughter was sneaking or just didn't know, you know, but she heard it and listened to it, you know, with her child. And I had a similar experience where my mom went out of her way to take me to a record store to buy Purple Rain the week that it came out. And we had a really long drive home. So we actually we were driving in the car listening to Purple Rain. And she really liked Computer Blue. You know, she actually said, hey, I really like this, you know. And so we had this connection that happened. And I can get the idea of listening to the music with your child that your child listens to instead of just, you know, not paying attention to that. But again, a little bit Karenish, but I want to expose a couple of things about the PMRC. And we just try to make it interesting because it's just the thing is always that's been talked about, it's been written about. We got books that have been revised. We got this, we got that, you know. But it's going to be such a great weekend, and with everything that's surrounding it. And I'm telling you, I mean, at the heart of all of D'Angela's symposiums is just the love and the heart of the community. And this woman works tirelessly to put these together. And so just having been asked to be a part of it is something that I always cherish and grateful and a little humbled to be a part of. So
Thank you.
I hope everybody is either can be physically there or join in virtually.
Yes. We do this for Prince. All of us, we have our own lives. We got things to do. But we do this to keep Prince's name on the lips of the children, and it takes all of us.
Amen.
Not one person, all of us. It's a village, and we got to pass it on and on and on and on and on. Prince's name will live forever, and it's important that we keep the dialogue going, and we don't get too familiar with Prince. We can't let that happen. So I love the way that you're framing this, Arthur. Thank you for that frame. All right. Is there anything anybody wants to say before we part ways?
Safe travels to everyone.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Everyone get there safely, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone again. Yeah. It's always a great time.
Yeah.
Yes, safety is important. Anybody else?
Same thing. Thank you again. Like I said, I tell you all the time, D'Angela, just even, you know, for even just being invited to the party of all this. Like you said, it's a community that I always knew existed even before I knew anybody here. But then, you know, it makes me realize that me and my mama wasn't crazy after all. So at the time when, like Arthur said, the time when all this was happening, and imagine having an incredible Christian, non-denominational singing mom whose first concert for her was Dirty Minds. She went, I was only a kid. So to have a mom that exposed us to that, and then here we are in 2024 where we get to really show this at this prestigious age. And let me say, we all look damn good up in here. All of us, we look good. So the thing is to represent and to actually to have this community and build among that, and we get to do these different things. You know, once again, we thank you just for even helping to put this together. So I can't wait.
I appreciate each and every one of you. You should know it, but in case I don't, I love each and every one of you. You always bring something different because we're all different. And I just love being in Purple community and positivity, like being around positive people is so important nowadays, now more than ever. So I really appreciate all of your energy. So I'm just going to show a couple slides. So Erotic City, it will be live streamed because I saw that in the chat a while back. It's always live streamed. You can get to the live stream from the Symposium website, which is the bit.ly link, Erotic City 40 case sensitive. And if you want to get there directly, eroticcity.polysolid.com. That's where the live stream will live. But I also suggest that you check out the announcements on the website. It's in the menu. And if you're on the mobile, because some people don't know this, I call it the hamburger menu. But if you could pull up eroticcity.polysolid, you see a little hamburger at the top right. That's the menu. And you click on that and you can see everything that you need. Because a lot of people go like, I can't find the schedule. It's there. You just have to click on the menu. That's all you need to do. And then I just want to say, again, for any What Did Prince Do This Week people still here, obviously we have our accompanying playlist on YouTube, or you can click on it on the slideshow to get your Next Time Wipe the Lipstick Off Your Collar vibes on, along with the cover by Pinky Terzo. She does a really good job. I was just fascinated to find that there was a cover of Next Time Wipe the Lipstick Off Your Collar. And obviously we got our Erotic Cities, and we got our United States of Division by Prince that was released this week. We got some musicology interviews. We got my favorite song off of Sheila E.'s new record by Lar is Descarga, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, probably not. And next week, live and in person in Brooklyn, we're going to be doing What Did Prince Do This Week? And we are only reading 2 pages, pages 309 and 311, but we're going to read those pages to death. Yeah, we are. Yeah. Okay, Michael Dean, take us out.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, we want to say thank you to D'Angela, and thank you everybody around the world watching. What a great way to spend a Saturday. If you can make it next Saturday in person, it's going to be beautiful. Even if you can't, you're going to watch it at home. It's going to be a beautiful time. With that, enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Work it like a job.
We'll see you next time. Peace.
And Michael, thanks to you and D'Angela, because you come up nearly every week to do this, and we're on the same time zone, so I know you up early.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I'm just gonna say, I asked a lot of Purple friends if they would go on this journey with me, and how many people said yes? There was only one, and that person was Michael Dean. So I have mad love. Yes, mad love for Michael Dean, and it's been such a blast. And I think we've gotten to know each other a little bit better over this year, and it's been a beautiful thing. So again, I can't wait to see you in person. Safe travels to all of you who are coming in from out of town, and we're going to have an amazing time. Be present, enjoy the moments, because it goes by so fast. Yeah. So, and also rest up. Be ready.
That part. Right.
Yes. All right. And we outie.